Hey, welcome back to Ducks Hockey and More. Hey, this video, we're going to talk about how bad the Anaheim Ducks really are. 3 games in a row where we got our asses handed to us. And we're also going to talk about the latest in the trade rumors as we get closer and closer to that trade deadline. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to Ducks Hockey and More. Appreciate you tuning in to the video and the channel. This is a quick one. I just wanted to talk about a few things. I want to jump right into the NHL's trade rumor, current stuff that I'm hearing and reading because it's exciting and we're getting closer and closer. March 3rd, by the way, my last video, I was kind of unsure of the date. March 3rd is the trade deadline for this 22-23 season. So, hey, look, let's just jump right into these trade rumors. Love trade rumors, but I want to remind everybody that I don't put a lot of stock in these. They're simply just rumors, okay? More than likely, what I talk about and what anybody else you read or hear from, it's not going to happen. They're more just rumors from insiders that leak out what they've heard, and it ends up getting blown out of proportion in most cases. So a lot of times it doesn't even come to fruition. But I love to hear about these things because it's interesting to see the dynamics of potential players going to certain teams and what teams are interested in who. So here we go. Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes of the Philadelphia Flyers. Here's a guy that had some issues with Tortorella. Tortorella benched him. It was more, I think, this was a while back too. This wasn't like super recent, but I think that benching was mostly because, or scratched, I should say, for performance reasons. He didn't like the way Hayes was performing on the ice. So what do you do as a coach? Something that Dallas Eakins should take notes on. You scratch that player. You make it known that you're not happy. And if you're not going to play the way I expect you to play, you're getting scratched and you're not going to play. So is there a lot of stock in a Kevin Hayes moving out of Philly and going somewhere? Probably not. He's a really good player. He is 30 years old. So there's that. He is getting older and getting closer to the end of his prime as a forward. I don't know, but his stats, 42 games played this year for Philly. Not bad, though. 10 goals, 27 assists, so 37 points. He's a -6, but Philadelphia is not a very good team, so of course he's going to be a minus player. To be a plus player on a bad team, that's pretty darn good. But Carolina's been the one team that's linked to Hayes, possibly, so we'll see. More than likely, nothing's going to happen to that, but you never know, okay? Moving on to a team that's got a lot of heat on them right now, the Vancouver Canucks. Boy, are the Canucks just downward spiraling right now. And it's not so much like the Anaheim Ducks are downward spiraling in the fact that they just suck. But the Vancouver Canucks, they aren't that great record-wise, and they've struggled, especially early on this season. But more importantly, the organization is crumbling and downward spiraling. They've got these we're investigating ourselves internally. I think this is the second time in the last year or so that they've done this. In regards to the injury to Pearson, there's just a lot of weird stuff going on in Vancouver, and it's almost like, man, Vancouver, man, you need to get your shit together, figure it out, because what I'm hearing and reading is a lot of players in Vancouver are just like, I'm done, I want out, and who can blame them? And as an NHLer, do you want to play in Vancouver right now? No, I wouldn't want to. I mean, it just doesn't seem like things are going well, whether it be management, ownership, or a combination of the two. Vancouver's got issues, but Vancouver, let's go over some of the names we're hearing. Now, we all know about Bo Horvat. We'll talk about that in a second. But Kuzmenko, okay, he is a 26-year-old Russian left winger, okay? He's got 41 games played under his belt this year. He's good. This guy can produce, man. 17 goals, 19 assists, 36 points, and he's a +8 on a mediocre team. Not bad. Now, his name's been mentioned. I think he has 1 year left on his contract into next year, I believe, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, but either way, his name is out there. I would love to see a Kuzmenko on the Ducks. He's proven himself. He's 26. He's right there. He's in his prime right now. he'd be a great pickup for any team, really. Vancouver reportedly wants a second rounder, minimum second rounder for him. I almost think he can get more than that. I don't think he can get a first rounder, but maybe a second rounder and a prospect or something like that. I mean, Kuzmenko, the numbers he's put up, I mean, again, it's just this one season, but he looks pretty good. He might be worth more than just one second rounder, but second round pick. Vancouver's also showed interest. Now, this is weird because this is going the other direction, but Vancouver's allegedly showed interest in Matt Dumba of the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota is a playoff-bound team, so it's interesting to hear that they even would be considering moving Matt Dumba. I think that if they did, and not knowing the depth of Minnesota, they either got somebody they feel they can replace Matt Dumba right now, or they would move him to get another defenseman, so an even swap, if you will. But not sure if something like that's going to happen, especially for Minnesota being a playoff-bound team. That seems awfully strange. Another D-man that are linked to Vancouver's been linked to is Provorov of the Flyers, but I don't see that happening. But you never know. Comment below, guys. Vancouver fans, NHL fans. Comment below. Tell me what you think about Vancouver and the situation in Vancouver. What your thoughts are on what they should do, what's going on. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to hear your comments. So do that. Comment below about the whole Vancouver Canucks situation. Moving on. I've talked about it several times in previous trade rumor videos. The Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers are looking to add to their blue line and add a veteran presence, maybe an offensive veteran presence back there. Seems like maybe. We'll see. But either way, Oilers are looking to add a D-man before the trade deadline to help their blue line, which I think that's, if they're looking to add anything to that team, they'd be looking to add some depth scoring and a defenseman, maybe a couple of things. But adding a D-man, apparently they've been linked to Klingberg, obviously, McCabe, Klingberg of the Ducks, McCabe in Chicago, Chychrun of Arizona, which I doubt that's going to happen. But Chychrun's name has been mentioned as a possible. Shattenkirk of the Ducks as well. Maybe even Provorov of the Flyers and Edmondson in Montreal. But one of those players more than likely is going to end up an Oiler. I know the Oilers want a good, prolific defenseman that's got experience, veteran experience, and can produce on the blue line offensively. So none of those players really, the only one that stands out as a real big producer is Chychrun. Klingberg can, if he's got the right guys around him. McCabe's more of a stay-at-home defenseman, so not sure that's where he'll go at Oilers in that case. But you never know. You never know. But there you go on that. Oilers are definitely going to add to their blue line come trade deadline. That's just kind of a given. So the Oilers and the Stars, the Dallas Stars and the Oilers are both linked to Sean Monahan of Montreal. Sean Monahan, if I understand correctly, and I don't have it in front of me again, but I think he's going to be on a UFA. But either way, there are reports that both those teams are interested in Sean Monahan. But, that would be an interesting move for both those teams. Like I said, Oilers are looking to maybe add some depth scoring, which I think they could use so they don't ride the backs of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl all the time. So who knows? Maybe the Oilers pull quite the deadline deal and go out and grab a Monahan and a defenseman as well. So, but apparently the Stars are also interested in him. Moving away from that, Matthias Ekholm of the Nashville Predators. He's linked to LA, Edmonton, and the Ottawa Senators. So those three teams apparently have inquired about Ekholm of the Nashville Predators. Going into the Ducks and Pat Verbeek and what Ducks. Now the Ducks are going to be major sellers. Okay, Chicago is going to be a major seller. Arizona is going to be a major seller, and Columbus basically is going to be a major seller come trade deadline. So Ducks are going to be in big time, just like they were last year. They've got a ton of cap space. I read something about the Ducks and the Boston Bruins have been talking about maybe the Ducks taking on some cap money away from the Boston Bruins so that the Boston Bruins can free up some cap space to go and make some moves. The name Craig Smith, I guess he carries a $3.1 million contract as of right now. And if the Ducks say, yeah, sure, we'll take that from you to free up cap space for Boston so Boston can go out and grab somebody moving into the playoffs here, that would be pretty interesting. And I don't see Pat Verbeek not doing something like that because we've got tons of cap space. And what we will get out of it is a prospect. We'll take on that and we'll get a prospect out of it. Somebody decent in their organization that we like, or a prospect and a pick or something like that. It's more or less, hey, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You want me to take the money off the books? Sure, but you're going to give me this and this, and you got it. Now, more than likely what you hope is that the Anaheim Ducks do this in exchange for future considerations. Future considerations would be basically nothing. So Anaheim would have to give up nothing. They'll take on that cap hit from Craig Smith's contract, and then and a prospect and maybe a pick, and that way Boston can do whatever it is they want to do. Boston, I read, is interested in possibly adding Bo Horvat, the Vancouver Canucks star center, and captain, by the way, who will be a UFA at the end of this year. Bo Horvat's going to get moved. It's just who's going to win the sweepstakes for Bo Horvat. Well, Boston right now, maybe, if they add him. They're looking to, because they have a couple of UFAs in Bergeron. And they've got some players that are not going to probably be Boston Bruins next year. They've got some players that took big pay cuts just to be on this team this year too. So I think what Boston's looking at is moving on from some of those old veterans that they have and adding a Bo Horvat who's in the middle of his prime and maybe signing him long term. To keep that center depth and strength in their organization and on that team so that they can continue to perform and do well and not lose a bunch of people. And then, they have to re-sign Pasternak this offseason too if they want to hold on to that guy, which they need to do, in my opinion. That guy's money. Okay. Anyways, there you go. So there's some of the newest news and updates on the trade side of things, on the trade deadline and the rumor mill. Interesting stuff. Comment below if you think, if you have any rumors you've heard of or what you think about anything I talked about, all that good stuff. Comment below, please. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep Ducks Hockey and More going. Blow it up and subscribe. Smash the like button. Do it all. Okay? Let's do it. So, hey, the second portion and the last portion of this video, I want to talk real quick about the Anaheim Ducks team effort in the last 3 games. Everybody, my subscribers that know me, they know how animated and how I don't hold back how I feel. I am a huge Anaheim Ducks fan. I don't want anybody to think that I'm knocking this team and it's my, no, look, they are my team. I bleed orange. I love the Anaheim Ducks. And I've been a fan since before they even dropped the puck back in 1993. Okay. I was a 18-year-old guy working at Disneyland, and the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim came into existence. And before the team was even formed, before they even had their expansion draft and dropped that puck, I was a fan. I had already made up my mind. I bought a hat, and I was a fan. So that's how long I've been watching the Ducks and a supporter of the Ducks. Now, this year, boy, is it hard to watch, but I've been pretty vocal about how my displeasure for how they play this season, because I feel like this team is a lot better than what our record shows and what you watch when you watch these games. Are they a playoff contending team? Absolutely not. Should they be competitive every night? Absolutely yes. Okay, this team should definitely be competitive, and I'm sorry, but they suck. Okay, every once in a while they have a decent game, but all in all, even some of those decent games, it could have easily gone the other direction and gone to the opposing team, and the Ducks don't get the win type thing. So our record's so bad right now, it could be even worse, quite honestly, if it wasn't for some of the goalies like Gibson and Lucas Dostal bailing us out and actually winning games for us. Listen, last 3 games at home on that big 10-game homestand, the Anaheim Ducks lost to the Boston Bruins 7-1. Edmonton came to town. We lost 6-2. And then the New Jersey Devils were the last team to come, and it was 6-2 as well. And all 3 of those games were really embarrassing to watch. They really were. I'm not going to get too deep into it. I do want to say that from when I'm watching this team, okay, what I see is a bunch of guys out there that look like they're not coached. They don't seem to have a whole lot of the will to win and the will to be better than they are and make people realize that they're not as bad as they are and that, you know what I mean? That's like, I would be embarrassed as a player to see what's happening, every night, day in, day out. You watch them and you're just like, what are you guys doing? And it's almost, you can't put everything on the coaching staff. Okay. A lot of it, you have to put the responsibility on the players. Okay. And I know Pat Verbeek is watching them closely. He's looking to see who's putting in tons of effort, who, even though we're losing, who's out there busting their ass still. Right. And he's making his list and he's checking it twice. And those players that he feels are just not playing hard and working hard out there, you probably won't see them. You know what I mean? That, or he's going to have a stern talk with them, or who knows. But I know he doesn't want to keep a bunch of players that don't want to work hard every day and try to win. Okay, right? So puck watching, that's what this team does. They do a lot of puck watching. It's embarrassing to watch. They do a lot of just some of the passing I question. I don't know what they're doing. When they're under pressure, it's like really bad. Their compete level, which kind of goes into working really hard, their compete level just isn't there. Some of them are. I feel like they are working hard no matter what no matter what point in the game when they're down by 4 or 5 goals, they're still working hard. Some of them. But there are other players where you're just like, dude, I mean, do you want to get back in this game? Do you want to try to at least not get embarrassed out there? Turnovers are still a really big problem. The power play is atrocious still. I can't believe that it's too many passes, not enough shots. They do not shoot the puck. I mean, if you watch them, even 5-on-5, if they get set up in the O zone, 5-on-5, even then it's pass. It's like, would you freaking shoot the puck? Shoot the puck. You might get a deflection. You might get a weird bounce. You might get a big fat rebound. You clean up the garbage. I mean, my God, man, shoot the puck, Ducks. Shoot the puck. I don't know. It's stupid. Again, like I said before, you can't put everything on the coaching staff. Some of it's the players. But I'm telling you, Dallas Eakins, holy crap, this guy is bad. He's bad. And I know it's hard. I talk about it a lot. I want him to go. Here's my thing about Dallas Eakins. I'll touch on this real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. Look, Dallas Eakins is crap. He's a high school coach, okay? Minor league, okay? But he, in my opinion, he shouldn't be there right now, okay? I think that and I know why they're keeping him there, because quite honestly, they know the season's gone and it's like, who cares, right? Let him just continue to do whatever. But I look at it from a perspective of, okay, if I want to send a message to these players, to the fans, that I'm not happy and this is unacceptable, regardless of whether or not they're in the rebuild or not. I'm going to send a message. If I'm Pat Verbeek and I'm running this show, after seeing what I've seen, especially after those last 3 games, oh yeah, that would have been it. I would have been like, yank, you're done. Bye. I don't care who you put in there. Gordon Bombay would coach better than this schmuck, okay? I would have yanked that cord and pulled him right, reeled him in and tossed him out real quick, okay? But that's just me. Look, who knows what's going on behind the scenes, what's going through Pat Verbeek's mind. I'm a big Pat Verbeek fan. I remember watching him when he was a player, and I'm super excited to see him now as a GM and how he molds this team through picks and free agent signings and the draft and all that stuff, trades. I can't wait to see what he does again this offseason. It's going to get real exciting for you Ducks fans. If you're watching, don't be too discouraged. It's hard to watch, I know, but the future is definitely bright, and you should be excited to see how things are going to play out in the next couple of months. And then in the offseason, when free agency opens, I think come probably July, there's going to be a lot more going on, and more trades and more stuff. It's going to be fun. It's really going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to that, just like I was last year. So, hey, Ducks play tomorrow. This is Sunday, by the way. They play tomorrow, Monday. I think they play Pittsburgh, so they're going out on the road. The Ducks' schedule does not get any easier. In fact, I was reading an article that the Ducks have the 5th hardest schedule right now remaining in the NHL. The 5th hardest, or something like that. but they're in the top 5 or 6 teams as far as the hardest remaining schedule this season. So here's a team that's already down near the bottom of the NHL, and we got one of the hardest schedules remaining left. So what does that tell you? Okay, that tells me that we are going to be major bottom feeders all the way through the rest of the season. Don't expect the Ducks to do any better. They might win a few here and there, but they're going to get their asses kicked pretty much day in, day out is what it looks like. So I don't know. Hey, if you're looking to get Connor Bedard, we got a good chance. And with the remaining schedule that we have, and if we continue to fail as badly as we have, chances are we're going to land him. No matter what happens, the Anaheim Ducks will get a very good draft pick in this coming draft. You watch. It's going to be a good one. So, hey, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to go down, subscribe, smash the like button, leave me all the comments. I want to hear what your thoughts are on anything I've talked about and anything you'd like me to talk about. So do that. Thanks for watching. Love your support. See you next time, guys. Bye.